Yeah, I'll get.
Okay. All right. So last week on Evil Tides of Saltmarsh Sun, you guys met with the mermaids of Tyria, um, located towards the bottom of the Great Sea, off the coast of Faerun. You basically received the location and identity of the Sahuaghin leaders. Five leaders, three barons, one high priestess, and one blade master, who are basically uniting all of their forces for one big centralized attack against the city of Saltmarsh and the surrounding region. All of this in the service of Anguillilis, the being known as She Who Hungers in the Deep. It is believed by the mermaids of Tyria that with the death of their main leader, uh, the rest of them will sort of fall into squabbling for power. But it is believed that Baron Xerxes, the large, multi-limbed paladin sorcerer of Sekala, is basically uniting all of the region Sahuagin under one banner, under one purpose. And while the amount of Sahuagin that are gathered is mind-boggling, they do believe that he is sort of the keystone, as it were, or the linchpin, whatever analogy works best for you. If he is removed from the equation, their forces will crumble. However, he is cloistered away in the heart of a massive underwater stone fortress surrounded by thousands of Sahuagin guards. So, you know. But for you guys, that ain't no thing. It ain't no thing at all. So, setting sail in your massive ship, you opted to sail close, but not close enough to be on the radar, essentially, and then proceed the rest of the way underwater. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Um, so I guess we will pick up with that. We'll theater the mind it, I guess, and then if you reach the actual stronghold, we'll kind of take it from there. So, yeah, walk me through it. What is the approach? What is the appearance of the party? Weapons out, weapons not out. Like, I need to know because these are highly intelligent, organized people. So they're, all information that I can have is gonna definitely influence how they react to what's going on.
Okay, so first some housekeeping things. We still
Sure.
have Heroes Feast going, right?
Well, he would have to recast it for the day.
I believe you did set aside funds so that
Yeah.
you would have enough for the rest of the campaign, which is a mind-boggling amount of money since there's still 9 days left. That means 27,000 gold was just sitting around with nothing to do.
Yeah, we had a lot of money.
So if you guys are ever DMing and you ever think to yourself, there's nothing for them to spend money on, why give out gold at all, or why worry about how much gold you give out? Trust me, when they're hiring like solars to fight their battles for them, and immune to like half of the status effects in the game, you're gonna be like, that's what the money was for. That's what the money was for. All right, so just know that if you have time and you haven't had all of your stuff stolen from you, you should be under the effects of Heroes Feast for the rest of the campaign.
Okay, so do you want us? Can we just since we didn't essentially use last time's Heroes Feast, do you want to just keep like what we have, or do you want us to roll again, or?
I mean, if it's a fresh day, which I guess it is by the time you get there, I would roll fresh HP. Yeah, I would
Okay.
do fresh HP.
So another 2d10.
2d10, hoping for a big number. I'll roll for Gravik. Okay, not bad, not bad.
My second roll is for Mario.
Got it.
Oh,
I only
my
lost
nine.
1 hit point between the 2 rolls.
Yeah, here's Pietro. Alright, saying Pietro.
I gonna need him. That's all I'm gonna say. Gonna need him. And
Okay, apparently Cowboy only got 7 last time, so I'm effectively doubled his because it says here he was at 87 in parentheses, so I'll put him at 94. That ain't bad.
so-
That ain't bad hit points for a cleric.
I feel
Okay,
so
and
good I
then
took the top feet then.
All right, and then you get temp on top of that, yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
14.
14.
yeah, 14
Okay.
temp HP on top. Okay.
All right. So this
And
cleric going in with
Mario's-
108.
Mario's included in the speech, right?
Yes, because it can be up to 6.
Also, another thing I realized, and I'm doing it in Jolt because it's OS marches, even though it's kind of cheesy. You can give the speech to multiple people. It doesn't specify you can.
Oh. Yeah, I suppose that's true.
You just have to give multiple speeches
Yeah, okay.
in 6-person increments.
Yeah, a person
Yes.
can only benefit from it once per day, but you could just go giving them out all day long, essentially.
Yeah, in Jolt we had a party of like 18. I just gave 3 speeches a day.
A party of 18. He's doing some crazy stuff down there.
No,
Joel.
well, we had a bunch of NPCs. We were escorting like guards and a cleric to like some outposts. Yeah. No, he is doing some crazy stuff. But yeah. So were we gonna use seeming at all? Do I need to have the spell prepared? Because like we do have like merfolk we're taking in, and
Yeah.
also like I know you don't want to
Oh, that's right,
disguise
we
as
never
Sahuaghin, but like
I
we still
so
got
I
to get
think
through
we
the
could,
city.
We could disguise some of us as Sahuaghin. So so our way of getting in was that we were gonna say the merfolk were a sacrifice for them. Right? But we could do only one of them and then like disguise the other 2.
So I was thinking like one way we could like get in with our like to aid our less charismatic party members.
Mm-hmm.
We
Would be to
could
disguise
disguise
them.
as the merfolk slaves
Mm-hmm.
as like our gift. But I don't think we should have the actual merfolk
Okay.
merfolk slaves.
Okay.
You know, because
okay.
like pride,
Yeah. That's fair.
culture, stuff like that.
Okay. And our druid merfolk is going to disguise himself as, like, an animal.
Okay. Just give me a second. I have to decide what spell I want to replace for seeming, because I'm getting a little stretched here.
So not using seeming then?
No, we will be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So who's getting turned into supposedly bound merfolk? Pietro, Garuda, Gravik.
Yep. E3. The great thing about seeming is like I can make you look like you're bound, but you're not actually bound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Gravik can... So, like, if we get separated, Gravik could do the word of recall thing to get you guys out?
I believe so.
I don't think he would do that, though. I mean, he says Lars has always said that he's loyal to Jenna, so he would want to use that to save Jenna, I think. Unless we got into a really shit situation.
Yeah, I should also probably have teleportation circle just in case.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
I thought
Word of,
we could
Word of
our
recall
speed.
is his only, not only, maybe it's his only, but his 6th level spell. You and up to 5 willing creatures within 5 feet of you instantly teleport to a previously designated sanctuary, which in this case would be the ship. Yeah. You and any creatures that teleport with you appear in the nearest unoccupied space to the spot you designate when you prepared your sanctuary, which he did already prepare a sanctuary. That's all that role playing you saw him doing.
Nah.
That was just him setting up sanctuaries for Word of Recall. So, where he's like, I make a shrine to Baphomet. I make a shrine to Baphomet. Those were all just sanctuaries for Word of Recall. So.
Okay.
Okay, so and when we get down there, you're gonna try and talk them into giving us a more private meeting. Why would they let us bring the slaves into a private meeting though?
Yeah, see that's the thing that I'm running up against.
See, another thing we could do is we could transfer them into I think they're the Ingwillians, the like ancient Sahuaghin, and say that like they're, people of She Who Hungers in the Deep, and they are escorting us, and like they're part of it. I was thinking we could do something like that too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I would say that would be fine. So it's you and me as humans, and then basically everybody else as companion or Ingwillian.
Okay.
Is that doable?
Yeah. Let me just count one more time.
And then teleportation circle was going to be our plan A escape. Word of Recall is plan B escape.
Well, let me look here.
Because for Word of Recall, we could only bring one of the merfolk with us. We would have to leave two of them there.
He can't even Word of Recall because he casted Hero's Feast. So.
Oh. Well, should we have him not do Hero's Feast then?
No, we definitely do Hero's Feast.
Oh.
Look, we just need to utmost dominate them, and then teleportation circle out. I'll save a spell slot for it.
Okay. And we were talking about me counterspelling as needed so that you can get teleportation circle done.
Yeah, I put a counterspell in your Island Stone last night.
Okay.
So you're hoping to get off a 1-minute cast spell?
No. I'm hoping to put us in a wall of force, and then get off a 1-minute spell.
Mm.
And if they try and dispel the wall of force, I'm counterspelling.
And this is a better plan than skipping Hero's Feast to have access to Word of Recall, which is a 1-action cast?
Well, Word of Recall, we can't take the merfolk.
That never seemed like a important issue before.
But we need 3 merfolk.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
What's the go word if this shit goes sideways or we think it's about to?
Ooh, me. I know.
I call a Garuda.
Pineapple.
Oh, good.
Okay.
If anybody say pineapple, that's when we fight. And we fight hard, and we fight like our life is depending on it, because we will be underwater.
The thing is...
not saying what the hell to you guys. I'm trying to figure out what Gravik named his fucking miniature, because I'm not seeing it. He probably has some...
Did he name it Cowboy?
Cowboy. Nice. Okay. Anyways. I'm turning him into a marrow real quick.
You need me to cast tongues on you?
Yeah.
Afro?
Yeah.
Okay.
And question with seeming, so seeming is gonna make us look like we're bound merfolk.
No. We changed the plan. You're gonna be Anguillian.
Okay, so
So
will
is
I be
Gravik
able?
gonna be a Anguillian? He's a big boy.
No,
you have-
he can be another one of the big mercenary
One of the
merfolk
Marrows?
guys. The Marrows.
Okay.
Only Garuda and Pietro are gonna be Anguillian.
So we don't have to talk. All right. So the seeming.
I posted it
that
up
would
so you can
necessarily
read it.
cover up me like getting out my venom whetstone and applying that to my weapons. Probably.
It's set when you cast the spell, so
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, I could disguise your swords as claws, and then you could just like look like you're doing your nails.
Sure, let's go with that. I will have my swords out the whole time.
Wait, do Anguillians have nails? I doubt they do. Or
They have little crab claw hands.
Oh, you got little crab claw hands.
So I guess the thing to do would be to like affix the whetstone to my belt buckle, so it looks like I'm scratching myself.
Man, that could work.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Jen and F are normal, and then, well, sorry, they're not changing their
Okay.
appearance. And then Garuda and Pietro are going to be Anguillians. Got it.
Wait, I see one more issue with us being normal. We're gonna kill them, and then they're probably gonna want revenge. Just saying. Like, we're going in as ourselves.
But they will be like disorganized because their king is dead.
Yeah, I mean, we're making enemies of an entire race, so. But I mean, we'll do that anyways.
Yeah.
When we steal from.
Honestly,
Gee,
I mean,
hungers.
it's 6 1 half dozen the other.
I mean, in theory, if this well of souls is as powerful as you claim, we should be okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I think I've got it. So are you going in as yourselves?
Yep.
Me
Okay.
and Afra, or me and Jenna. I'm Afra.
So for the people out there looking at the stream, what's the plan again?
Why don't I try to sum up what the plan is so that the game engine is confirming with you that it knows what you're trying to do.
Okay.
Alright. Using a spell that only changes your visual appearance, you are attempting to sell the story to an intelligent, lawful, evil, militaristic race that you, two women from the surface, have decided to sell out the other land dwellers in a bid for power from She Who Hungers in the Deep. You have come to speak with the barony to see what aid you can give and how best you and your allies can be put to work, indicating the two fake Anguillians and the two Marrow mercenaries. The druid is going to be disguised as a tiny octopus riding around on Pietro's shoulder, and Mariana is going to be a sacrificial offering as a sign of good, quote-unquote, faith.
Were we gonna just disguise Mariana as well, or do you want to?
I thought we were. I thought the plan was
Yeah.
to tell him that we have
Okay.
information on,
Yeah,
like
like
that she who hungers has told us through the Anguillian and Afra, a servant of she who hungers,
I see.
that a member of their court is.
betraying them. And so I will likely imply that it is the cleric.
Okay.
Will
Ooh.
we all be done with that link?
Yep, for 1 hour.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, I understand the plan completely.
Afra, do you think I should include the merfolk?
Yeah,
If you
can you roll?
probably should.
Can you roll an intelligence check for me?
Who?
Yeah.
Jenna.
Okay.
I don't think the merfolk should be included. They may get wind of our long-term plans if we do that.
Well, yeah, I suppose that's true. I don't know how well you can guard
7.
thoughts.
Okay. I have nothing to add.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
Okay. So, you guys swim down, and down. All right. Let me bring you over to this other page. Let me hope that everything is working. The map is too big for Roll20, period, I guess. So, yeah. We're gonna try to run it using Fog of War, like old-fashioned OG Fog of War. Hopefully that works. We'll see how it goes. So let's see. Oh, there we go. All right. Let me make sure it's turned on. So with Fog of War, you won't be able to see shit. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'll have to keep revealing the map to you manually so that you can see what the hell's going on. All right. That being said, it's still tremendous in size. So, I don't know. I guess we'll just see how it goes. Let's see. Oh, that's great. I stole all of the map labels off the map when I brought you guys over. Let's see. And I'm gonna stash everybody's normal forms off to the side for as long as we need them. There we go. Man, that's okay. And then you guys will be there. All right. So the first thing you notice upon your descent is, let me change out the music. There we go. Your crew, pirate, sings you down into the waves, and that is that. All right. As you descend deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper towards the bottom of the Great Sea, keeping in mind the location that you have been directed to approach, the fortress comes into view off in the distance. It is quite large. That seems to be only a single story, but it is sprawling, and there are towers, such as there were, like guard towers, you do see movement up in the tops of the towers, and you do see a very large and familiar sight. A massive, gargantuan devil shark, similar to the ones that were employed to defend the Kraken thieves, kind of languidly swims around. And you see two boys, or possibly girls, it's hard to tell, Sahuaghin, riding around on eels, looking pretty dope. They're pretty proud of themselves with their little eel mounts. There is a door that leads into that aforementioned tower.
Quick question.
Uh-huh.
Are we supposed to be on the map? Because I'm not.
Oh, did you not see the cool artwork or anything that I was describing? Okay.
No.
Nice.
I am on the start page.
Okay.
Okay, there. Oh, now I just...
Yeah, now your Roll20 is probably going to shit the bed, because it's a huge map. Yep.
It did.
Alright, so if you could see everything, refresh your map. If you can't see anything, refresh your map. You should be in the top of the map area.
Okay, I see.
Alright, and I will show the picture and give a quick summary again. So, sprawling, single story, guard towers, people moving around the guard towers, sort of thing. And then, familiar sight of a massive devil shark swimming languidly back and forth, and then two armored cavaliers riding on giant eels. There is a door that leads into the structure as well. You are all totes underwater, ocean floor situation. The shark does not seem in any way afraid of you and begins to swim towards your party. We can assume that this encounter takes place a little bit further back. There's just only so much room before Roll20 just would have died completely. Alright. So this shark swims up to you. And...
Tongues on Afro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Telepathically, the devil shark says, you trespass where you do not belong.
Oh, we belong. We carry a message for your master.
It narrows its eyes. My master is the goddess Sekala, and none other.
Really?
You speak with the goddess, then?
No, actually, I meant the king. Sorry.
The Sahuaghin have no king.
The Baron, then.
You seem very confused about why you're here.
I'm not confused. I just don't know names, okay?
Unsurprising from a surface-dwelling ape. It sniffs the water, because it's got a snoot and it's a shark, and that's what they fucking do. And it's like, you come here under disguise. Why? You plan treachery?
Disguise?
What
No.
fools do you think we are, that we could not smell our hated enemies? You travel with pathetic merfolk and other surface dwellers that stink of the world above. I am feeling generous. You may leave now, or I will destroy you and devour the bones.
Pineapple?
Damn, dude.
Already? Oh.
Jenna, can you real quick cast Seeming again to show our... to like, show the Burfolk as they are and bound? So try again?
I mean,
Does that work?
I mean, this is a community of sharks and shark people. I'm not sure. Yeah. Anyways,
I mean, I could just drop the spell.
And since it's a shark, unfortunately, it has to keep swimming. Like, you know, Dory style.
Should we grab Mariana and tie her up? Like we got them here to...
Alright, the shark is starting to move back towards the fortress.
I'm gonna... Was I telepathically connected to it as well?
Yeah, it broadcast that for everybody. And when it said our hated enemies, the merfolk, you did see this Anguillian kind of stiffen up a bit.
So I say we drop the seeming, grab Mariana and tie her up, and say that we, pretended that we were gonna do that to get her here, and then we were gonna offer her as a sacrifice.
I mean, I don't know what else we got. But yeah, I'll
Okay.
drop the seeming.
Oh, cool. I only spent like 5 minutes setting up all these custom fucking minis for you, but sure. Okay. Alright, Jarud will stay over there because he's going to stay in octopus form.
And then I'll say to the shark,
And I'll grab Mariana and tell Pietro to tie her up and like...
At this point,
Let's
it
go
is
play
obvious that both the cavaliers out front are keenly aware of your presence as well. So whatever range this creature has for telepathy, it has gone back and essentially alerted the others.
tell him that she was under my enchantment.
Okay. And she still is?
Yeah.
Alright, Mariana looks at you with hard eyes that are fearful, but also understanding that you must do what you must do.
Okay. Well, I'll swim forward a bit.
Okay.
I don't know, mentally yell out to the shark.
Alright, it lets out a long telepathic sigh. I see you have dropped your pathetic deceptions.
Yes, well, we didn't know how you would take strangers showing up here. The gist of what I was saying is true. We do have a message from your master. We also came with a gift. This merfolk that you detected is under my companion's spell. And again, we only disguised to make sure that we would be not killed immediately.
Yeah, it's definitely going to want a deception roll, but it has no reason to trust you after your obvious attempts at trickery, so do so with disadvantage.
Okay.
Alright, the creature sort of narrows its eyes, slows down its swimming a bit. I see. You worried that your offered gift would arouse great hunger in the populace of the Citadel.
Yes.
I
And
must-
we do have an important message for the Baron from my master.
All right, it dashes up to you as you say, "My master," and sort of begins to nose at you with its pointy nose.
I will
This shark that has training in a number of skills, in addition to an insanely high wisdom, charisma, and intelligence. Yeah, you guys thought they were just sharks with a breath weapon. It kind of is a bit alarmed. You are marked by she who hungers.
I am.
This perhaps is what must happen. Hold a moment. And it swims back towards the fortress. Not gonna lie, 28 deception after disadvantage played heavily into any sort of progress we made whatsoever. Because, all right.
What's the saying? I'd rather be lucky than good.
All right.
It was my first time using seeming, okay?
Seaman is great against like basic
they-
bitch stuff. Yeah,
they
like if you're
smell.
trying to, yeah,
I realize now they smell.
that was what my asking you
Yeah,
for the
I
intelligence
realize
check
now
was
that's
for.
what the intelligence check was
Yeah,
for.
yeah. Okay, I was trying to save you some heartache there. All right, but hey, better Shark Bro call you out than you get called out at the worst possible time. All right. They make you wait for a while. The shark occasionally darting away and then back. Are you guys willing to wait patiently?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we pretty much have to.
All
How long do we
right.
have to wait, though? Do we lose our mental
Here-
link?
I don't think so. Let's see. After a time, a strange creature. Well, I guess it wouldn't have to because telepathy. We'll use the shark as a go-between. And the shark says, someone waits inside the fortress. You must answer their questions before you may enter.
Very well.
Why would a motley band of surface freaks, a marrow, and a merfolk prisoner seek us out so directly?
Well, that has to do with the message that I have. And it is a private message for your Baron. I worry that if I relay this message too soon, its contents may spread in a way that may hurt us all.
Okay, give me another deception check. This one does not have to be at disadvantage. Okay. There's some pause from the massive devilish shark, and then it says, entice the one asking the questions. Tell us something only a chosen of she who hungers would know. something that cannot be ignored. Something only someone very, very, very close to all of this would know. Else leave here the pretender that you are.
I will say, I will say the well is in danger. There are others who seek its power. And there are those who, even if they don't seek the power, do not wish my mistress to have that power. That is her right.
The shark sort of stops for a second. This well you speak of, it must be the larder.
Yes.
Interesting. Very interesting. And it just keeps swimming. Doesn't tell you to leave. Just keeps swimming back and forth. Another 15, 20 minutes goes by. You may enter.
Okay.
All right. And you see the doors of the place. Oh, look at me going to my dynamic lighting layer like that shit gonna do anything. Hold on. All right. So these doors open. Well, been such a long time. Polygon reveal. Oh my god. 4th edition. It's the last time I had to use this shit. Let's see. Yeah, so anywhere that you are curious, if you're like, is this a dead end? Please ask. Okay? Because, again, I can't reveal everything. It would take forever. So if you see like a dead end, it might not be a dead end. It might actually be content. All right. Because there's no blocking terrain or anything. So that's the other thing.
I'm gonna have Gravik keep Barry on a close order.
Okay. Alrighty. I'll just have NPC squad back here, including Gravik. There we go. Alright. Because I've got a lot to manage, please, if you think that the NPCs were left behind, know in your heart of hearts that they are always with you. When you look back in the sand and you see only one set of footprints, that's where Gravik was fucking carrying everybody. I guess it'd be hoof prints, but still. I don't know if he's one of them bullhead minotaurs or one of those furry minotaurs, but... Alright, there are a great many Sahuaghin. This room beyond the door is 60 feet tall, and get this, has no stairs or ladder, because they're under fucking water, so they don't need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool. So, zero gravity situation. You see basic bitch Sahuaghin looking adorable. You remember them from your early days. You see some tough-looking dudes that have, like, underwater samurai swords, I guess. Like, they're wearing breastplates and little helmets. They look like samurai Sahuaghin, I guess. You see shell sharks. These are sharks that have grown weird, like, bone plating all over their bodies over their evolution. They are pretty gross. The Sahuaghin keep them in the same way that people would keep dogs, basically. They are. This is the result of domestication. It's lovely.
Didn't we get attacked by a bunch when we were trying to take the ship? That first
Yeah,
ship?
yep. They are some that are out in the wilds. That is true. But they originate from the Sahuaghin. Sahuaghin made these horrors. They are so beyond a normal shark at this point that they, I believe, count as a monstrous creature. Further, there is this thing. It looks like a Sahuaghin that is also maybe got some anglerfish in their genealogy. All of the weird nodules on its mohawk glow with an intoxicating light. The creature swims backwards a bit as you begin to open the door. And as you do, in Sahuaghin, it says, which basically is kind of a rough, like, growly language, I guess. Not like the melodious sound of Aquan spoken underwater, but more of the gnashing of teeth kind of deal. But thanks to tongues, you hear everything, or at least the person with tongues can understand what's going on. This individual says, "Greetings. You have come far and deep to deliver your message.
We have.
You understand that our trust for you does not exist.
Naturally.
Understand, too, that if the words you speak are not to the Baron's liking, you will never leave this place."
Again, naturally.
Over 10,000 Sahuaghin dwell within this fortress, with many thousand more prowling the seas in anticipation of the Great Hunger's arrival. Please, stranger, walk next to me, that I might bask in the glow of your power.
I would if I could enter the room. I currently cannot.
Interesting. So it's still respecting boundaries.
Yeah.
Okay, that is bananas.
Oh wait, there we go.
Yeah, okay. Weird.
Okay.
It's just not calculated dynamic lighting. Okay, this is all new to me. I'm used to the golden years before all these new people came to Roll20 and mucked it up. No, I'm just kidding. I love all new people. No, I don't really. So anyways, let's keep going. Alright, so as they lead you through, there are these dramatic portcullis right here that would have cool dynamic lighting if we had such a thing. I still have to go to the dynamic lighting layer and move them out of the way. But now you should be able to pass through. You do notice, Pietro, that there is a gong hanging on the wall about 20 feet up. It definitely looks like the kind of gong that you ring when you want to warn people of what's going on. You do see that there is a boy here who is holding a gong ringer, so he's ready for anything. All of the Sahuaghin at the various heights and levels of the room do have weapons, their bodies, and also their spears at the ready. Alright. You will be following this individual right here, who has not given you a name or anything, but has not asked a name in reply, so I don't know if you need it or not.
No.
In this room, down on the floor area, there are two Sahuaghin who have activated the portcullis. Okay. As you guys begin to follow, let's see. I'm just gonna NPC stack all these babies into one stack. There we go. Alright, as you guys enter the room, these two Blade Masters move in behind you. Okay. And then your guide heads that way. And then I've got to go and do another reveal. This is a good
Crash.
lesson of how it was back in the good old days. What's up?
Just for positioning, I am in the middle.
Yes.
So
Okay.
just so we know when it comes down to it, I will be directly in the middle.
Okay.
That's my spot. But you can have it for now.
All right. And so they lead you further in. Not gonna lie, you're getting some heavy-duty dungeon vibes. Like, why would they have these winding corridors? Like, this seems bad. Anybody with a more military background, you would know that while expensive, this is actually a very smart feature of a fortress because it can make it very difficult for people to reach the areas you want them to reach, and if you have these highly defensible tunnels to fight in, essentially. The tunnels are 10 foot by 10 foot, standard dungeon size. All right. Damn, it's a long fucking hallway. All right. So up ahead on your left is a doorway, and on your right is a doorway. And then at the very end of this tremendous hallway is another doorway. What can you guys... I'm going to jump into one of your tokens so I can see what the hell you guys see. Oh, you see just about everything. All right, because there's no dynamic
Yeah,
lighting.
everything that's revealed we see. Yep.
Gotcha. All right. So yeah, your guide heads down, passes both of these doors, goes all the way to the end of the hallway. It is a big hallway.
Just from a tactical standpoint, do we want Pietro up next to Afra?
Nah, probably closer, like guarding the back would be
All right.
better.
Just, I feel like Gravik and company have that. That's why I was asking.
Aesthetically, they use a lot of sort of aquamarine colored stone, mixed with a lot of white quartz and marble, it looks like. Any of the metal that you guys see seems to be bronze or some sort of bronze alloy that they are using. This, of course, is heavily tarnished because of the seawater, so it has that sort of green patina sort of thing going on, which is kind of cool. All right. So, in the room beyond is some flavor text, I believe. Let's see. Do we actually have some flavor text? Probably not. No, wait. There is some. Okay. All right. This chamber has 3 archways, each with a bronze door, leading into it from north, east, and west. A stone bench runs along the south wall. Set in the north wall opposite the west archway is a metal gate that is closing off and opening to the north. There is a mechanism consisting of wheels, chains, and various pulleys attached to the east wall. So that is this situation right here. So another portcullis. In this room, you see that there is a priestess. You see that there are several basic Sahuaghin. There is yet another blade master, and there are 2 coral smashers, which are the guys that use the big ass hammers. So in the room, there's the door you went through. There's a doorway there and a doorway there, and then there's stuff beyond that portcullis that away. All right. Your guide nods to all of the Sahuaghin there and says, special guest from the surface. And they all kind of look at you with hungry, cold eyes.
I will look back with hungry, cold eyes.
Okay.
We're barred from
Also,
entering.
yeah, we're stuck.
Oh, okay. Oh, yep, there we go. incredible. It's so weird. All right. Okay, as you guys enter past the portcullis, you see a great many slaves. Sahuaghin loves slaves. Let's see. Okay. The room beyond is stained brown in many places. And you can see a brown liquid sort of float in clouds about the room. You see that there are a number of manacles hanging from the walls at waist height. All right. Currently in there, you can see several slaves, and surprisingly, some of them are humans. One of them looks like they're in really bad shape, like they're too weak to even move. They just sort of float there in their manacles. You are unsure how they are breathing underwater. You do also see that there are some coalinth, aka aquatic hobgoblins. There are a couple of merfolk and a couple of sea elves as well. But you do see altogether 5 humans, one of which is in really bad shape. All right.
I'm gonna not make eye contact.
Fair enough. All right. So let me reveal the next part of this crazy winding nonsense. I guess it's not very nice to call their dungeon winding nonsense, but...
Well, I mean, you're saying that from our point of view. I mean,
yeah.
You probably think it's awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well, but
Yeah,
especially since they... Yeah.
For the beds.
Well, you know, slaves built it too, so it's not like they even stressed out about, like, how hard it would have been to make this dungeon. All right. And then... continues on. All right, you see that to your left, and then to your left again, is another doorway. And then at the end of the passage, there is a corridor that continues to branch to the right. You get the feeling that this place is definitely designed to be like a labyrinth. Anyone unfamiliar with it would have a very difficult time escaping if they were trying to do so. Especially if we were using dynamic lighting without fog of war. Yeah, that'd be horrifying. All right, let me grab the rest of your peeps.
I am proficient in cartographer's tools.
That is helping.
I would like to just mentally make a note of where we're going.
Fair enough.
Question, you have a second.
Sure, what's up?
I know they've kind of tailing us, but is it possible, as we're being led through this, that I can get a bead on, by using Know Your Enemy?
Oh, for sure,
the
for sure.
Blade Masters.
The Blade Masters, sure. What would you like to know about Blade Masters?
I would like to know their armor class, and I would like to know, their strength.
Okay. Let's see. They are rocking 20 armor class. And they have a 16 strength.
Okay.
All right. Let me reveal the next area. Hold on. Oops, that is the wrong polygon tool. There we go. All right, and then let's see. in this room there's also an assload of slaves who are busy at work expanding this, essentially this stone and trying to turn it into worked stone. There are orcs, coelinth, and lizardfolk. Lizardfolk can hold their breath for a long time. Coelinth are aquatic. You are not sure how the orcs and the lizardfolk are surviving underwater, but they are definitely struggling to do the mining work here as they sort of carve out more of this room. I think I have some more flavor text for you. All right. Let's see. To the west of a large archway stretches an area of plain stone construction. 3 pillars extend to the tiled ceiling. In the center of this chamber, a wide staircase leads down. An unfinished half wall surrounds 3 sides of the staircase. Piles of colored tiles sit near the wall, awaiting placement. The sound of mine picks reverberates through the water. 10 slaves work here by the dim light of bioluminescent jellyfish. Let's see. Smooth. They are working to clear out, smooth, and dress the unfinished exterior walls of the hall. Each slave is shackled at the ankles with a length of chain and wears a metal collar. Several Sahuaghin oversee the slaves as they work, and others chat near the top of the stairs. All right. Yeah, it is quite a few Sahuaghin as they see you enter. And there is a staircase here that goes further down. Now, why would they have stairs in an underwater fortress? I don't know that answer, but stylistically, I guess it looks kind of cool. You had a question?
The people that we saw chained up that were this afternoon's lunch, do they also have collars around their necks like these slaves that we see working?
No, they were just shackled to the walls in there. These guys sort of have like a chain gang situation going on, where there's like chain going from like leg to leg, chain going from neck to neck, and they're all like stuck to each other.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Is this door still in the way? It is not. Okay. So your guide leads you into the room, and they motion quite proudly to the slaves and the construction, and they are seeing what your reaction is. Afra, you are an alien creature to them, so they would have disadvantage, I think, to sort of just read your body language. But they're definitely proud of all these slaves that they have working hard.
I'm kind of just doing like mild interest, like polite interest is what I'm doing.
Okay, all they could have hoped for.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It explains to the others in the room the situation. Some of them turn to you, and you can see in their eyes a desperation. Some of them still have hope. The slaves hesitate too long, and this Sahuaghin kind of runs up and hits them with the butt of a spear, et cetera, to get them back to work. All right. I'll go ahead and take you down to the next level.
Okay.
You guys are just tearing up this dungeon. Expressway. This dungeon could have been like 14 sessions long. Oh my god. Let's see.
I mean, with how you described the thousands of Sahuaghin in the city, I doubt we would have been able to clear it.
I wish I had an answer, but I don't. Alright, let's see. Let me load this next map. Things are a little bit slower because I got to load that dynamic, or that, not dynamic lighting.
Fog of War.
Fog of War. Old-fashioned Fog of War, no less. There we go. It's better than the map crashing everybody's browsers, though. Alright. Okay, that should be revealed. Let's go down to floor 2 of 16. There we go. Alright, so you're now below the ocean floor at this point. Pressure is definitely building quite a bit. I'm assuming you guys are under the effects of that.
Yeah, if you
deep
scroll
water
up,
spell?
I can.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Alright, so this area, after descending the stairs, you find yourselves in a large open area. Stone pillars rise from floor to ceiling, 2 each to your left and your right. There are 2 doorways to your left and your right as well. Your guide, however, leads you guys this way. And now you could understand why it took so long for them to relay messages. Because holy shit. Everybody here is like CrossFit fit from the amount of swimming they have to do to get around. Alright. Let's see. We could actually reveal a little bit more here. Okay, so as you turn the corner, looking back towards the west, question mark, you can see that there is a passage that branches off to the right. There is a open alcove with a slightly taller ceiling, well, more than slightly, 10 extra feet, and a pair of bronze doors that looks like they're extremely ornate and lead someplace fancy. At the very end of the hallway, more than likely outside of your vision, you can see that the corridor continues and also branches to the right. Up ahead, the corridor branches to the left, and there is a door on the right. This is a very big place. Alright. Continuing on. A little loading wheel appears as more of the map has to be loaded in. We played 4E with this, and we were happy. God damn it. Alright. Just reminding myself. Okay. So your guide continues down more branching, winding, twisting corridors. You do see down at this level that there are little bundles, I guess, of sea plants that are being cultivated and growing in the place. So, let's see.
Do I recognize the plants at all?
Yeah, you could do herbalism kit or a nature. Both of those would do it. PH, are you lagging behind on purpose, or do I need to put you with the rest of the NPCs for catch up?
No, sorry, dogs are being.
Oh, no worries. Here, you can ride on the Gravic bus. There we go. Oh, there he goes. He's doing it himself.
Sorry.
No worries. All right. These are deep sea plants that do not rely on light to grow. But beyond that, you are unsure of the species. All right. Let's see what we got here. Got to move that out of the way. And go here. Here we go. Let me light up some more of this dungeon. All right. Up ahead, you see another like stairwell, and it leads down, down, down. Passageway turns to the left. There is a door on the left and a door at the end of that passageway. Now the doors, you notice, they are a slide into the wall, slide close, like elevator doors, if you were curious how the doors work. All right, your guide turns left. Oh, as you pass this doorway, you see that it does not actually have a door. So let me reveal what's inside. Let's see. It seems to be a garden of sorts that is full of shell sharks.
Now, when you say there's no doors, like they're open or like no doors?
This particular one, the doors are just open. Yeah, sorry. There's a doorway similar to the other ones, but the door is open.
Okay.
I've got a giant strawberry.
Just wanted to clarify that because
know.
I'm thinking, like, if we have to walk that way, first thing I'm doing, close the door. Because sharks don't have thumbs.
All right, so next up, we've got a big-ass room here. Here we go. Let's see. Got a couple things we gotta do. Alrighty. Yep, that's fine. Gotta move this out of the way. Alright. That should work. There we go. Alright. Inside, you see a massive cafeteria. It does have a description. Hold on a sec. Alright, there is a massive banquet hall. And you see a great many Sahuaghin are gathered there. They do not seem to be eating, but instead seem to be standing at attention. It's a very, like, Star Wars Empire showing off all their troops situation, is kind of the feel that you get. There are 2 cavaliers on either side of a bronze door to the north. And there is another bronze door to the west. All right. You run some quick numbers on action economy and crowd control, and maybe feel confident about entering this room. I don't know. But your guide enters the room. Every pair of bulbous, hungry, cold shark eyes turns and looks at you guys as you enter. All right. Standing before the doors, your guide turns to you and says, and beyond these doors is Baron Zerasis and his 4 greatest commanders. I hope that you're ready to deliver your message.
We are.
Okay. And with that, they will push open the doors. Let's see what we got here. So with pillars, do you want me to leave them like fog of ward out so that they're more obvious, or do you want me to just be like, those are pillars?
I think
I
we
feel they
could
would
use
help.
the pink paintbrush tool.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, what, you're talking about these?
I didn't. Yeah.
Hey, I could just do this. I don't think you could do a circle, though. Nope. There we go. All right. As you look in, you get to see this dope art. Afra, as an inquisitive rogue, you can tell that they put a lot of work into looking as cool as possible for your arrival.
Yes.
Okay. All
They
right.
definitely had plenty of time to pose.
All right. Let's see. Okay. This large open area here, the floor is tiled indigo and the walls dark blue. So it basically looks like you're in a pool, I guess. At the north side, a massive ornately carved throne rises from a pale blue dais. The throne seems to be made out of a living coral reef, and inside, kind of woven through the reef, are the bones of various surface-dwelling and sea-dwelling creatures that either feed the coral or have just become a part of the coral. Pale blue marble pillars to the east and the west. The seat and back of the throne is made of black coral. Oh. The ceiling is tiled in pale blue. On the throne sits an oversized Sahuaghin. The creature has 4 arms. It has a large trident held in 2 of its arms. And then one of the arms grips the throne, and one of the arms is free to sort of gesticulate as needed. Floating next to the throne are a great number of additional creatures. Let's see. The easiest way for me to sum this up would be just to walk you through the whole room, I guess. All right, we got a creature back here. Sahuaghin done up with a bunch of like shamanistic looking bones and things like that. A lot of weird tattoos and strange markings. If you didn't know any better, you would say that they are into some of that magic. Despite your reports that they do not practice arcane magic, you do know that amongst their number, they do occasionally have sorcerers. But they do prefer priests, like this beautiful lady right here. All of their priests are ladies. So this particular priestess looks much more capable and much more powerful than any of the priestesses you have seen and encountered thus far. Let's see. You see this person wearing the adornments of a baron, which is to say the special bronze mask / helmet situation, bronze breastplate, that sort of thing. They are sporting extra arms, but they do seem a bit lighter of frame than some of the other beefier people in the room. Like this beefy boy over here, looking nice and beefy. This individual right here is rocking a very nice trident. Maybe not as fancy as the one that the head baron is carrying, but still looks pretty good. Over here, you've got a dude that is wielding like a massive, like almost like anchor axe, I guess you could call it. And this guy does not shy away from the gym. There he is. Yeah. All right. And then you see a great number of basic bitch Sahuaghin in waiting, as it were. A pair of adorable shell sharks sort of prowl around like curious doggos. And then you see some out-of-towners. Garuda, you see squid crab.
Wait,
Yeah, and I think all of you would be pretty familiar with squid crab by now, because you fought a couple at the lighthouse. You see that there are 3 anguillians, and they seem to be in conversation with a creature similar to the one that guided you into the fortress. So, your guide swims in and pauses for a second and stops and says, I never got a name. Who should I introduce you as?
I'm Afra.
And
Just Afra.
these. It kind of motions at all of the rabble that you have brought with you.
The crew of the... What's our ship's name? The Angel's Revenge.
Okay. So you understand because tongues. I don't, and then you translate to everybody else because wizard. Okay. Great barons, priestess, and warrior. I present to you Afra of the surface world, marked by and servant of she who hungers in the deep, and her associates, the crew of the Angel's Revenge, a ship. They make sure to, explain. All right, and then it kind of swims back a little bit. All right, so it's a lot of peeps coming up into this room. The throne room's feeling a little small. It's got like a 40-foot high ceiling, but there's a lot of beefy boys here.
They look like they're roaring at each other.
Oh, totally. All right. Okay. As you enter the room, these 2 guys back here just stand in the doorway. Everyone else in the room kind of shifts a little bit to move away from you, except this guy who is ready to just throw down with Gravik on principle.
So first of all, they gotta fight. Yeah, 2 big.
Like they're just flexing at each other.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy right here, Baron Xerxes. Where do we even start? Let's see. Okay. They are wearing essentially plate mail made out of coral, like living coral. On their head is less a crown and more of sort of like a crest adornment type deal. It's essentially many different types of precious metals and gems and glass that is sort of interwoven. And I would never call it a tiara, but it kind of looks like a tiara a little bit. But it's really pretty and it's really nice. And there's like little sharp like pieces that kind of make it look like a crown. You know, like King Triton in the Disney movie. He kind of had a tiara going on, but nobody ever called him on it. It's kind of like that, but much prettier. So, the trident that they're holding is very obviously magical. It is not your friend Surge made his way back to the ocean. That would have been...
would be worrying.
Yeah, that would have been amazing, but no, he did not make it back.
Traitors, kill them, Baron.
Yeah, he would have immediately
That's a little
ratted.
one. I despise her much.
Yeah, it would have been some nice comeuppance for the poor way that he was treated, but alas, alas, the person that bought him has him locked up in a vault. So, all right. So yeah, the trident is made of that same sort of black coral that the throne is, and it has a very ominous appearance to it, and is sized for a large creature. All right. Looking about the room, taking in your measure, you can see a look of curiosity, disdain, and disgust sort of cross the Baron's face. The priestess, she looks on curiously and nervously. This person over here definitely looks on nervously, but angrily. This one right here just looks super duper pissed off to see you. And this guy right here, like he and Graviker, like having like, you know, just a stare down contest kind of thing. It is very hard to read the Anguillians, but from what your inquisitive rogue senses tell you, they are very curious about what is about to go down. All right. So, the Baron finally speaks and says, "My servants tell me that you have a message that can only be delivered to me. I must confess that if this is an assassination attempt, it is the most elaborate and foolish suicide I have ever seen. So,
Jedi agrees telepathically with what he said.
so I will listen to this message, because I am sure it must be of great importance to you, Aphra of the Angel's Revenge, that you deliver it. Has she who hungers planted a seed in your mind that consumes it?"
Well, this is actually something I found on my own, but it's certainly relevant to her concerns. Before I begin, I'm gonna conspicuously look around the room. I'm gonna say, do you trust every one of your supporters in this room? And I'm gonna like look away from the priestess lady, but like look back and kind of linger on her before looking back to the Baron.
Sure. The Baron narrows his eyes and let's see. Okay. His eyes briefly turn to the priestess, and he looks back at you, and he says, "Of course I do." And you know, without having to roll insights, that he is lying.
Okay. Well, we, as your herald has said, come from the surface world. In fact, the town of Saltmarsh, which is a very important location to my lady. These foolish townsfolk are hopefully unaware of what is coming, but I have received word that they are expecting an attack and preparing for one from thousands of Sahuaghin. Now, how is it that a silly landlocked town so far away could know of our mistress's great plans?
His eyes narrow, and he gets a toothy smile, and he says,
That is easy. They have a great wizard.
No, they don't. Not anymore.
all right. His eyes narrow, and he turns and he looks at his advisors and fellow, fellow peeps, like, how could you let this information slip, kind of thing. And let's see, who's the one that they're really upset at? Okay, yeah. So looking over at this one, he just kind of narrows his eyes, but then he looks over at this one sternly and says,
We don't see your pings.
"Oh, really? Okay, sorry." Looks over at Baroness Seklaz at first and narrows his eyes, and then she swallows hard, and then looks over at Baron Kepmak and says,
Kepmak, you are not aware of this change, this shift in power. Surely this will make things even easier in the upcoming attacks. Unless you are delivering false news in the hopes of creating a false confidence within me and my troops.
and this one's like,
Baron, that is not the case. I had heard that there was a commotion, but there are few among their numbers, save for those we have on the inside, and I have not been able to reach them recently.
and the Baron nods at him, forgiving, but you could tell that he is not pleased. So Baron Xerxes looks back at you and says,
Our numbers are on the rise, our attacks more frequent. It is a foregone conclusion that an attack would be on the way, especially among fearful and superstitious creatures, such as land dwellers.
But they would not know the target of your attack, and I fear they do.
yet again, he looks over at this guy, Kepmar, and he says,
Kepmar, could it be that your agents in the city have been compromised?
and you see Kepmar give everybody in the room like a hard-ass look as he tries to sort of like kind of keep it together, like, you know, his mind is sort of racing, and he says,
It is doubtful. The minds of that noble have been the mind of that noble and his servants were shattered long ago by our mutual agents upon the land itself. Those actually in the service of She Who Hungers.
and he kind of looks back at you, Afra, and your allies defiantly.
I would say
It is curious which Saltmarsh noble they might be referred to, but
yeah, no,
you can,
I'm definitely curious. But let's see. Let me organize my thoughts. I would say, while I am enjoying seeing your great power exercised on those beneath you, in fact, I do not believe that it could have been one of your agents on land. The source of the information was, well, there is a leader in the Saltmarsh, Eleander. You may have heard of him. And he does this. This is where my information came. He is foolishly trying to gather adventurers to fight off your attack.
As you say the word adventurer, it's like you've said an ethnic slur in front of a racist, and he chuckles. It's so derisively that you get a feeling that's how he feels about adventurers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man, he would not. Well, he is a great man, so he would not be carousing. I don't know, whatever the word is. Hanging out with your lesser agents. I fear he must have been contacted directly by perhaps someone who is not pleased with the direction that your society is moving in.
Oh shit. Okay. There are lies there, so you can roll a deception check if you are so inclined. Otherwise, it would be a performance or a persuasion.
Well, deception has done me well so far.
Oh
Boom.
shit.
There it is.
Boom.
Alright. Baron Xerxes turns his gaze to High Priestess Thadra.
High Priestess Thadra, you have been exceptionally vocal about many things. Most especially our shift in service to a greater hunger than Sekala.
And he motions over to the Anguillians, who just sort of writhe, you know, like undead female dance in World of Warcraft. You know what I'm saying? Like the little snake kind of noodle.
I know
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, they're kind of doing like the wacky waving noodle arms guys thing, but looking menacing because they're giant lamprey eels. Yeah. And the priestess looks around, her beautiful face full of surprise. And she says,
No. I have had trepidations, but when would I have had time to journey out of the fortress? I am here ministering to the flock. I am here disciplining the troops. I am here placating Sekala and preparing her to aid us in this great change that is to come. I have voiced concerns about a change in religious focus, but I never would do such a thing. I would never betray you, Baron Xerxes.
and she is going to attempt a persuasion check. Unfortunately, she is an NPC, and she does not have a lot of skills. Not like that fucking shark outside. Telling you, whenever I see an NPC that has skills, I'm like, damn. Like these guys must have some shit going on that I don't know about. All right, so she's gonna. He shakes his head in a very disappointed way, and he says,
Do you take me for some fool? I know the goddess Sekala gives you the power to send messages at a great distance to a target's mind. You have done it to me on a number of occasions. I make it a point to know the abilities of all who serve under me. It would be as nothing for you to betray our cause, to set us up for a failure, so that we would have to flee, our fins bent, our tails between our legs, back into the embrace of your goddess. Know this, I've never wavered in my faith for Sekla, but I respect the hierarchy of the deeps. She is a great power, but she is nothing to the might of Anguililisis. You should have learned that a long time ago. Take her away.
And then Baroness Seklaz swims forward and says,
Your Majesty, please, the priestess should not be locked away in chains at this juncture. We need all the power we can in the attacks that are to come.
and then the Baron says,
Only power I can trust and control. Am I to question yours as well, Seklaz? You are the bumbler who cost me the trident of power.
Seklaz gets real quiet. She turns her eyes to you, and they are nothing but burning orbs of hatred.
I should point out, Your Majesty, that these individuals were the cause of the trident being lost.
Naturally, my mistress could not allow the trident to fall into the wrong hands. We have been using Deer Surge to great effect.
Fuck. All right, give me a deception check
That's
with advantage, because that's a really believable line of thinking.
Have we ever used Surge though with great advantage?
That's why I asked for a deception check.
I shush
You
your
like
mind.
obliterated that Karen like hardcore.
We got so many fish souls. Or
All right, the Baron listens to your honeyed poison words and says,
I see. It is not unknown for beings of great power to seek talent where they can find it, even in the hateful world above the waves. I could sense within you a great and despicable evil, a desire for power, a hunger for strength that rivals my own. I appreciate she who hungers sending you with such a message to us. In return, I not only grant you your lives, you may leave this place unharmed, but I also offer you an opportunity. Return to Saltmarsh and sow lies, misinformation. Tell them you've confirmed the date of the attack and it is still many, many weeks away. Placate them. This Eleander you speak of, he is their guard captain.
Yes.
Paint him to be a fool, or have him go missing. You must understand that it is imperative the city of Saltmarsh be taken swiftly, so that there is little to no resistance when she who hungers seeks out her larder.
Of course.
all right. And he kind of motions to these two, and he's like,
You two. I give you the opportunity now to surrender yourselves to further interrogations. Should you choose to make a scene, I will ask our guests to dispose of you, and then you will face the embarrassment of a death that came from defeat by the pathetic creatures of the land.
All right. The two of them sort of look at each other, and they look over at you guys and all of your numbers, and they run some maths, and they nod their head in acquiescence. All right. And you see a great number of individuals begin to move to lead them away. The two blade masters by the door, several more people here. All right, and let's see, probably this person right here.
Is this door closed, by the way?
It is not. They were just standing in the doorway.
Okay.
All right, so they're gonna lead them out of here. They open and close the door beyond and start heading out.
Pietro's gonna think at Afra. Ask if we can get a better understanding of their general plan, so perhaps we can set up, I don't know, weak points for their attack or something, or some excuse to get to talk strategy alone with the Baron.
Yes. So, I am going to say, well, okay. Here's the first thing I'm gonna try. Step number
Okay.
1. I'm gonna say that I realize this is an impertinent suggestion, and I apologize for that. But it would go a long way to ensuring the believability of my lies on your behalf if I could offer them a token of a proof, I suppose, of the veracity of my knowledge. Perhaps if I could give them your crown to show that perhaps even we may have assassinated you, they would be much more likely to believe the danger was gone.
He scratches his chin, and he's like,
This trinket?
Yes.
okay. He screws up his face, and he says,
It has no magic. It is
Well-
it is a bauble created for me by that priestess. Some ceremony was performed so that those witnessing it would know that all were bound underneath me. But look upon my great form.
and he stands up from his throne. And dude, I mean, if you're into fish dudes, if you're that girl from The Shape of Water, like, you're gonna feel something. You're gonna feel something. Because as fish dudes go, this is the Adonis of fish dudes. And he's like,
I am perfection. I don't need some bauble, some trinket to show that I command. I am the symbol of power.
Well, naturally. But, the humans, you must understand, are...
Oh, I understand plenty. Their greed is their undoing. To think that my power is stored in.
he takes it off and he just kind of looks at it. And for a heartbreaking moment, Jenna, you're worried that he's gonna smash this beautiful, beautiful crystalline crown in his massive fist.
I understand. I have heard stories of kings and queens and their attachment to such foolish adornments. Yes, let them think our alliance is shattered. Yes. You are brilliant. Come forward, that I might hand it to you.
Okay.
Alright. Everyone in the room is holding their breath. Not because they're underwater, because they can breathe water, because they're not sure which of you is going to betray the other, if any. Because this is how evil people do. Yeah. Alright. As you swim forward, you realize that all 12 feet tall of this magical paladin with 4 arms that probably has an action economy that don't fucking quit in his free hand, he hands you the crown.
I will take it, and I will step back and bow.
He gets a huge smile on his face, and he's like,
We have been delivered many boons this day. You there, angels of the deep.
and you see the Anguillians continuing to gyrate and slither.
I was remiss in not asking you sooner. This one here, she is of your ilk.
And they begin to slither towards you through the water.
I'm gonna just preemptively summon a tentacle.
Okay, okay.
I'm gonna just like let's just put it right there
Okay,
to kind of block their path a little bit.
okay. Well, I mean, we can put it right in front of you if you want, right there.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that.
As they're swimming up, you do that, and they all look at it, and one of them reaches out and tries to bite it.
It's spectral.
Yeah, and as it does, its red eyes turn an eerie green. They turn, and what passes for a nod to the Baron. And they all three look at you, and almost in a single voice, Afra, they say to you, in Sahuaghin,
You made deals, and those deals will soon come due.
Yep. I just nod.
all right, and then they sort of slink back over here. All right. The Baron says,
Excellent. Now, I don't suppose you would be interested in parting with this gift I was told you had for me. She looks exceptionally delicious.
as he eyes Mariana, you see Clyde grip his weapon, his harpoon, tighter, and you see Octopus begin to writhe its tentacles warily.
I have
telepathically, what
I
do
have
you guys
after all given to you a great gift in this trinket that your people value so much. My people value the flesh of this beautiful morsel. How can we exist as allies, Afra of the Angel's Revenge, traitor of Saltmarsh, if we do not respect each other enough to share equally?
So, telepathically to Afra, I'm gonna say, perhaps we could give them the 3 of them in exchange for 3 sea elves.
Okay.
Tell them we
Okay.
use them to guide us here.
I'm gonna telepathically say to Gravik, get a good grip on her.
Okay.
Because this is not gonna go well.
Okay. He readies an action to for reals grapple her as soon as it is necessary.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Okay. I'll say. Well, in fact, my lord, why settle for just 1? In fact, there are 3 here. We used them to guide us to your great city.
Keidris could think of Garuda. Take a step back or 2.
I'm gonna gesture at Clyde and the octopus.
Oh shit. Clyde bellows in Aquan. Vile betrayer! And you see the little octopus, and it's like waving its tentacles around, and the subtitles say "traitor!" Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! Exclamation mark! They're gonna roll into initiative because what else could they really do at this point? They definitely do not want to submit. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll them in. It is a sad thing to do because they are way outmatched. But we'll see what happens. So if you are interested in whooping ass on these guys, you could certainly roll up in there as a show of camaraderie and fealty, etc., etc. All right, I'm gonna roll basic bitches in as 1, so literally 100 Sahuaghins are gonna go on the same initiative count. So we'll just, what could go wrong with that, right? Okay. All right. Let's see. I think I've got everything here.
I think of everything we've done, this is what truly cements us as evil.
Yeah, I do feel bad about this.
No, like me as a player, I feel so bad. But like,
Yeah.
It warms my heart
character
to at
doesn't
least
feel
hear
bad.
that as real life human beings you feel bad, because I have DM'd for some real serial killers in the past that would be like, I need to excuse myself for a minute to calm myself down. I'm so excited about the evil I just committed.
I feel so fucking terrible right now. Like,
I noticed California's being awfully quiet. Did you have to mute yourself to hide your squeals of delight, you evil bastard?
No.
Okay.
I'd like to insight check that, Crash, if I may.
No, we don't use an alignment system. It's fine.
Okay.
But I would say this is pretty fucking evil. All right, Garuda, you won initiative. One of you does get to do a ready to action beforehand because it was thought out well in advance, and he already had his hands on her. So, Gravik is gonna try. Oh damn, she's slippery bitch. He rolled a 2. Let's see. Okay. So she is not grappled at the start of the fight. Let's see what's going on. Garuda, to you.
So we're just trying to leave these people alive, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, they'd like to eat. They'd like to keep them as slaves, eat them alive. Yeah. It would be very sad if you killed the gift that you were about to give them.
Okay. Okay.
Shoot to wound. Shoot to wound.
Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot to him. And first target is gonna be the girl.
Okay. Oh shit. Let's see.
It should be 11, not +1, just 11.
Okay. 11 does not hit.
I didn't think so. Yeah. One more time. Dude. Holy shit, dude. Good thing this is for this.
Okay, you take many shots. Finally, 24 hits, and it hits hard. You kind of blast open the where knees would be, I guess, on a mermaid. And she cries out and succumbs to her kneecap injury. And she is done. She is bleeding. She is bleeding out, but she is not dead because you.
They gave us a fucking person with less than 26 health.
Oh wait, my bad. You gave them extra hit points.
Oh yeah,
okay.
we did.
Yeah. Then she lets out a cry of pain, and a cloud of blood fills the chamber, and there's a sudden shift in everyone here's demeanor.
Oh shit! Blood frenzy.
All right.
Oh yeah. Oof.
Anything else from Garuda? No worries.
No.
It's too late.
I didn't think about blood frenzy. Yeah.
Too late. It's all good.
No, that's it for me.
It's
Okay.
okay, they're not gonna attack us, I don't think.
Afra, to you.
I am gonna look at Mariana, and I genuinely feel a little bad, even in character.
Okay.
I'm like, sorry, but I have no other choice. And then I'm gonna go send my tentacle to attack a little octopus dude.
Oh shit. Okay.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. Well, let's see what happens. As Tidy Tentacle goes to attack Octopus, we've got. Oh, that's interesting. A CR 1/2 creature chosen randomly by the GM appears within 30 feet of you and is hostile to everyone. Okay. Well, let's see
Tiny
what we got
octopus?
here.
Tiny octopus?
That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Octopus, beast. Yeah. What about? What's the CR on that bad boy? Half?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
An overly aggressive chicken.
Oh God. Yeah. Going way back to that beginning when you said with the chicken underwater. I think an octopus for an octopus would probably work. So, you summon a tiny octopus. It is hostile to everyone. I will say that it will attack that little octopus. I have to roll it into initiative though. Okay. This only serves to bolster their belief that you are in fact working for She Who Hungers. Look at how this tentacle tore a rift in reality and pulled forth another octopus. It's incredible. All right, what else you got, Afra?
I'm gonna action disengage
Okay.
and run back here and close this door.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just in case.
Okay.
Just in case.
All right.
And then I'm gonna stand behind Garuda.
All right. Amadio, you're up.
And ostensibly it's because I don't want them to run away.
For sure.
Mario
for sure.
is dodging.
Okay. Oh, we gotta get this blood haze going. Here we go. All right. Okay. Summoned octopus. Summoned octopus lets out a I don't know what sound octopus makes, honestly. It lets out a bloop. There you go. That's what the octopus in my Animal Crossing village does. So lets out a bloop and attacks with its tentacles. It's okay. It misses the other octopus. They're having like a slap fight. It's adorable. All right. The Anguillian squad. They ain't no suckers. They know that magic users have AoE, so using their smarts, they're going to split up a little bit, and they're going to just sort of slither about the chamber. They got a swim speed of 40, and everything is up, down, left, and right, so no problem there. So they're going to move, let's see. You know what? They will swim over to here, and they will attack 3 times with spear, with bite, and with claw. Oh, wait. They can mix it up any way they want? Sweet. Alright, they'll make 2 spear attacks. And a bite. Oh my. Okay. Notice that bite has blood drain. That's fucking crazy. Alright. Let's see.
Reduced by 4. Oh my god.
Yeah. I fought these things as a kid with exploding dice. Oh my god. It was terrifying. Alright, max is piercing. Triple damage. Target must make a con save. On a failed save, they have disadvantage to their attacks. Oy. Okay. There's a lot going on here. He's going to con save. He fails it. Alright, so he's going to have disadvantage to all his attacks for Christ almighty, the rest of his life. 3 rounds. Alright. Let's see. That would be this negative symbol. There we go. And triple damage, so he takes another d8 on top of everything else. Kacha. And because his constitution dropped by 2 points, he loses, or 4 points, he loses 2 hit points per hit die from his maximum HP. So yeah, he's in a bad way. He's in a bad way. I think just that one assault on him will bloody him. Alright. The other 2 are gonna hold back. They're gonna move here and take dodge actions. And be very watchful of the room. These are a creature that definitely understands the complexities of betrayal. So, the Baron is going to step forward, and with the great reach of his trident, he will go to finish off Clyde. So, let's see. Only got about 14 different character sheets open. Here we go. Let's see. You hear the bloop 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 of legendary action points fill up. Then he takes his thundering trident, and using 2 of his 4 hands, he will use it as a 2-handed weapon. He attacks Clyde. Was a 15 hit? Let's see. It does. Alright. So Clyde takes 24 points of damage and dies. And as he does, more blood begins to fill the chamber. Oh, sorry, that would be a 22, because everybody in this fucking room has bloodlust. So, as the blood reaches the Baron's nostrils, he takes in a deep whiff of it, and his eyes go completely black. Alright, he has more actions. He is going to hold off, though. He has plenty more actions, but he's going to hold off. He will tug the body of this creature and toss it to the back, and then that'll be his turn. Gravik. I guess Gravik would probably... I'm thinking he would headbutt her, right? Gore, attacker? Yeah, he'd probably attack her. Or would he headbutt her to try and knock her out?
He'd headbutt her.
Yeah, he'd try and knock her out.
Okay. Let's see. Horns, here we go.
Oh.
Wow. All right, Mariana.
Even when he's not here.
Uh,
I'm so glad.
Even when he's not here.
That we are not trying to fight these people. This would have
Okay.
gone so badly.
He has to make a Constitution save, or she did something to this body part that makes him unable to attack with it for 1 minute. All right, let's see.
She just headbutted him back.
Whew. Okay, yeah. So he goes to headbutt her, and she just stabs at him, and almost stabs him in the eye, with one of her many poison needles that she keeps on her person. He lets out a howl of outrage, pulls his head back, and then he's like, "I don't care. He's gonna use his War Priest ability to attack again." Jenna, are you telling him not to kill her? Because he'll do headbutt again if you tell him that. Otherwise, he's probably just going to destroy her.
I mean, I really don't care. at this
Okay.
point.
I feel like his character has a lot of anger management issues, so...
Yeah.
I feel like it's
Okay.
lightsaber slicing
Afra
knife
in character might feel bad. Jenna in character she feels nothing.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm only
okay.
a chaotic neutral. I'm actually not a chaotic neutral.
Alright, yeah, he's going to just slice her in half. Her eyes go wide in surprise as she is done, skis. More blood. I mean, you
Well,
know.
the Sunblade, when it cauterized...
I was thinking the same thing, but she does have, like, her lower knees blown apart, so I think as it just sort of drifts around, it would just spread the blood everywhere. Alright, shell sharks are up. They can't help themselves. They're gonna swim over. No. Start eating Clyde's body. Pietro, to you.
Wow, this is just totally fucked. Oh, wow.
I mean, you can just do what I did and kind of run away.
Yeah.
They seem to be having fun, and I say we just let them have fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna back out of the room to get in front of Garuda, and I'm going to use my my action to use the venom whetstone on my weapons and just stand there and hope nothing comes down this hallway after they're done with their feeding frenzy.
Okay, the Baron looks at you aggressively as you start to back away, and for a moment, you think he is going to use a reaction on you. But his eyes narrowed suspiciously. He watches you swim away. Alright. On the other side of the doors, these guys swim up. They don't know why the doors got closed, so they're going to open the doors. They see you guys, and they see that there's fighting there, and they get yellow exclamation marks of alarm on their face.
I'm gonna say the prisoners are trying to escape. They're from prisoners we brought.
Okay, they look a little confused. Go ahead and give me a performance or deception. Though I guess you are telling the truth, they were trying to escape.
I can persuade.
Okay, persuade might work.
Ow.
Okay, okay. They take it to mean that the prisoners are trying to escape, and they hear you say it, and you wouldn't admit to being a prisoner. That wouldn't make any sense. But they understand that they need to sound the alarm. So this guy reaches down, he pulls out a little conch horn and begins to sound it. And you hear many Sahuaghin getting ready to ass kick. Alright. You have informed them of the prisoner's attempt to escape. Alright. This brings us to the octopus. Alright. Oh, man. Okay, let's see what we got here. I gotta find his actual miniature again. Hold on.
I don't want to go back to our last save real quick.
Wait, why do you want to go back to our last save? We're fine.
Let's go back to right before I shot the...
Everything's going so good. What do you mean?
Go back to our last
Alright, let's see. Not gonna do any good trapped in a little octopus body, so they're gonna use a bonus action to return to their normal body. Why is their character sheet not loading? Uh-oh. You can do it, Roll20. Don't give up. Don't you give up on me. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's like, what are you doing? Do you see how good you rolled into initiative? You crazy? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hold on. I think my Roll20 is just about to die. I worried. I was like, alright, there's a lot of people in this throne room, but I think it'll be okay. Because we're not, we're not using dynamic lighting, so everything should be alright. And then I was like, these are the lies people tell themselves. Okay. Let's see. Oh, man. Paste them down. There we go. Alright. Let me try one last time to see if his character sheet will open. There we go. Okay. So, he turns back to normal. Using his bonus action. And then, he is going to... I guess he'd be in that space. Alright. And then he's going to look around the room at everything that is happening here. Which is a lot. Let's see. Oh, man. Does it have... Wow, what a spell list. Damn. Okay. And I don't mean that in a nice way. He was really sent here to support you guys, so he really doesn't have a lot of attack magic. Alright. If that is the case, he is going...
I'll probably yell out, like, just surrender. Nothing you can do.
He looks around and he refuses to surrender, and is gonna turn into a big animal. It's gonna turn into a killer whale. Let's see. Do we call them killer whales, or is that like not allowed nowadays? I think we have to call them orcas or something.
Killer whales, fun for me at least.
All right. Yeah, so we'll do that. All right. So, wabam. All right. Unfortunately, that is his whole action economy, was to do that. So, he will stay where he is. He's gonna make it as hard as possible. All right. Over here, this Chul is very curious and very hungry. As it starts to move forward, it receives some sort of communications from the Anguillian and stops. And it is going to take a dodge action. Alright, Clyde is really dead at this point. Mariana is cut in half, so that's the end of Mariana. Jenna, to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm magic missile him at probably 6th level.
Damn, okay.
Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 7, 12, 17, 21, 25, 27, 29, 34 damage.
Alright. Takes 34 damage, still has plenty in the tank.
And then I will bonus action Misty Step. Yeah, that I don't know where to go. Fine.
I'm gonna aim for this corner over here.
Yeah, I'll go right here. Oh wait, actually no, I can't do that because I casted a full spell.
It's true.
Yeah, and then I'll just sit there and look at it.
Okay. All right. The Blade Master hungers for blood, but the Baron, with a free hand, tells him not to come any further. Blade Master Makat looks at Gravik and roars out, "Fight me!
Oh no!
No.
Fight me, you coward!"
And
Oh shit!
there
I'm
are
gonna-
4 people screaming in Gravik's head. No.
Yeah, I mean, Gravik's super loyal to me.
That's
So I'm
that's
like-
true. That's the one balancing factor with this crazed character.
I don't know though. I feel like they've been like peck flexing at each other since they walked in.
And then you got a
so-
shark in blood, and then you got a bull in red cloud. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I mean, he's from what I understand of his character, his loyalty is just unimpeachable.
Baron Xerxes chuckles and says, "What harm is there in letting them play?"
Fine, you can play.
All
Oh
right.
no!
Do not
Gravik.
kill him.
Gravik lets out a roar. I'm just gonna give everybody else control of Gravik, so that you guys could sort out his business. All right. Assume that he's down his 1/6 level spell slot already, but he hasn't cast any other spells that I know of. So I will make sure everyone has access to this character sheet. Hopefully he doesn't have any secret stuff there that he doesn't want you to see. Alright.
I really think it's out of character of him to fight. Like,
Okay. In that case,
I think he would just try and defend me at every opportunity.
this guy is super disappointed, but since you do not agree to fight him, he will not fight you and screw it up. He is a leader amongst his people. So he didn't get there by being super impulsive screw up. Alright, the Baron over here, he watches to see how things unfold. Alright. Garuda, top of the round.
Yeah, so who does left is like work good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What styles of play?
Killer Orca watched its 2 friends betrayed and massacred. I think it does not have a spell list consistent with fleeing, so it is going to try its best.
Oh shit.
Alright. So that one fouls the third shot. And then let's see what happens in addition to fouling. You lose your bonus action on your next turn as you hesitate and worry about your fouled weapon.
Oh, ooh, that sucks.
Okay. So you take the other 2 shots do hit. So it begins to drain the massive tankard of HP. That,
Bonus action extra, you said? So it's like
yeah, you lose it next round. Yep. All right. The whale is bloodied.
I'm being cursor, you have to make sure that makes the gun.
Okay. All right, Afra, to you.
Okay, I'm gonna. I mean, I don't really have a ton to do. I'm gonna. I can. So none of this is difficult terrain because I can like swim over people, right? And under.
Correct.
So I'm
Yep.
gonna just move 1, 2,
10-foot ceiling in the hallway,
3,
40-foot ceiling in the room.
4, 5. I'm gonna bonus action disengage and 6. Whoops.
Okay.
6 here. And then well, I guess I'll attack while I'm standing here and then bonus action disengage.
Okay.
That one. And
All right.
that is 9 piercing and 4 radiant. No,
Okay.
4 necrotic, rather.
It takes the damage. It whirls around to face the vile betrayer. This creature in Sahuaghin says, "Well done, sister of the land."
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you not want to sneak attack?
Oh, I could sneak attack, couldn't
You
I?
could,
Boom.
yeah.
There we go. Add another 13 to that.
Oh shit. Okay, that will kick them out of their form. And they use their other wild shape to be an octopus, so they're just who they are, and their bonus HP you gave them is gone as well. All right. At the end of your turn, the Baron will use the legendary action to jet forward. He moves half his speed without provoking any opportunity attacks. All right. Tiny octopus. Tiny octopus is hostile to anything nearby, so I guess it will run up and attack the druid. This is very sad, a druid being attacked by an octopus, but this octopus on closer inspection looks pretty eldritch horror as far as octopus go. Oh shit! Oh, okay.
Almost.
Alright, it does not hit. You realize that Moore is pretty tough. But not tough enough to take all you guys on. As the turn ends, the Baron will use another legendary action to cast Booming Blade. So he will attack with his Thundering Trident. Uh, 26, and then he will add Booming Blade damage to it, which I think at his caster level is 2d8 more thunder damage. All right, and now he's got a nimbus of sound around him. So that brings us to the Aguilians. The Aguilian is going to rush up and attack. Same deal. They're just going to start beating on him. Yeah, I guess the Baird's turn would come up, and he'll go ahead and probably just finish this these janks off. Oh, let's see. Oh, he is adjacent to a bloodied creature after the Aguilian's turn, so he would... Yeah, okay. Got it. Here we go. Unless you guys want to stop him, he's going to go ahead and finish this thing off.
No, we're not gonna stop him.
Okay.
No.
Alright, 21, and then he'll throw a smite in there as well for 5d8 extra necrotic damage. Okay, yeah, so Moore is quite dead. Alright, the room fills with blood, and the Sahuaghins desperately want to eat, but the Baron holds up that one free hand, stopping everyone in the room with the sheer force of his will. Alright, the blood begins to clear as it sort of filters through
I'm gonna
everybody's gills.
prestidigitation it away.
Oh, yeah. Alright. He has the bodies of the two merfolk. Technically, a marrow is a type of merfolk, but he has the pieces of them put aside. This servant right here takes them away for later consumption. There is a disappointed look on Blade Master Makant's face, but that's just how life is sometimes. Alright. Someone has to put this little octopus out of its misery. It's an octopus. It has 3 hit points, so...
I feel like the tentacle would reach out and be like, squish.
Oh, that makes sense, yeah. Alright. On that note, the Baron composes himself and says, that was a fun bit of sport,
I will confess. I asked for the pro-offered slaves less out of a want to have them and more to test your resolve. It was the final piece I needed to know you are trustworthy.
Yep.
I look at your soft, hideous eyes and know that they are but an illusion. Beneath, I see the hard black orbs of hunger and hate of my own people.
So actually, we were there was a kind of sub-reason that we brought the three of them. Our mistress does actually ask a sacrifice from us. Do you perhaps have 3 handy sea elf slaves that you wouldn't mind letting go of? Maybe any 3. Like it doesn't like
Sea elves are a very precious commodity.
I know.
I could spare some coalinth.
Gonna look at Jenna. Will that work?
Do I know what Corinth are?
They are undersea hobgoblins.
They count as merfolk.
They do not.
Perhaps ask him where we could find some.
Now, he is willing to sell you some of his sea elf slaves.
Oh yeah, we could
I
buy
mean, oh
them.
yeah, that would work.
Okay.
Yeah, we could totally buy them.
War is expensive, is it not, Baron Kepmak?
And the Baron is like,
It is true. We can always use more wealth to bribe our surface allies with.
Oh yeah, how much
Yeah.
do they want per?
wow. Baron Kepmak looks a bit ostentatious, and puffs out his chest and says,
For such fine specimens as we have, I would need 2,000 of what your people would call golden dragons or their equivalent worth per elf.
and he makes a big toothy smile because he's making business at the business factory. He's very pleased.
I'll
With,
pull 6,000 gold literally out of my pockets
Okay.
and
Just dump
because
it on
of
the ground?
because of the badass skirt.
Okay.
And I'll kind of like stack it up for him, like in front of him.
Oh. His eyes go wide, and he realizes that he is a fool. That you're so powerful, he should have asked for so much more.
He could have gotten so much more. Like
The Baron looks over at him, a bit disappointed by his businessman skills, but also still kind of impressed because it seems like a lot of money.
I'm also looking disappointed at Jenna. Like, we didn't even try to negotiate. My God.
They kind of
Okay,
have like a little bit of a fascist thing going on where there's not really any like money per se, right? Because you work everyone's in the army, you get fed when everyone else gets fed, everybody eats the same stuff, so like they don't really do a lot of business. Everyone in the ocean fucking hates them, so it's not like they could go to like the undersea like marketplace and like get any business done. Yeah, they keep slaves to do all their hard work like growing crops and raising livestock and things like that. Some of the slaves are livestock, so yeah, they feel like this was a win. This guy tries to hide that big toothy smile because they just duped these surface dwellers, but good. All right. So some time passes as they go to retrieve your sea elf slaves. All right. Let's see. Okay, this is a sea elf. There we go. Let's see. What else do we got? Oh, here we go. These sea elves all look pretty happy, but they are not happy. People like to draw sea elves looking happy. I don't know why that is.
I mean, if we want them to feel happy temporarily, I could tell them that we're setting them free.
Well, I mean, I was gonna make him stare at the mirror.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
damn.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of like. This might be a little awkward for them, but whatever. I'm just gonna like open up a portal right here, and I'm just gonna grab one sea elf at a time, and I'm just gonna take them to the mirror, and I'm just gonna
Is
shove
there
their head in it.
concern about flooding your area, opening this underwater?
No, I don't care about the sex dungeon.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Like
You fill your pants, which are voluminous, with a lot of the water from the room, which causes a concern because you do lower the sea level in the room. So, I mean, that's a whole thing. Maybe this took place closer to the slave area, you know?
Well,
I don't-
Okay, Crash. I'm just saying, like, how water works. Like, if
Yeah.
any of these doors are open, they're gonna the water's just
Oh
gonna
yeah.
fill right back up.
I'm not saying you literally lowered the entire dungeon, but yeah, they watch as you flood your pants in extra dimensional space with thousands of gallons of water, which I'm sure won't be an issue later at all. Okay. I think it would only fill until it reached like the max. I don't think those pants have a max capacity. So yeah, I think you just filled your pants.
The room is a certain it's a
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
size.
I got you. All right. So suffice to say, you have trapped these individuals in the mirror. They are gone for now. All right. Seeing your great magics, your aptitude with betrayal, and your willingness to do harm to others, the Baron is confident that you will return to Saltmarsh and bamboozle them something fierce, so that they will think that he has been defeated and no attack is forthcoming. With the traitor locked away or executed, unable to cast any spells, etc., he feels that they will be unaware when his attack comes. Overall, it's been a wonderful day for the Baron. All he had to give up was this little trinket that he was wearing on his head that was uncomfortable anyways. Alright. I will spare you the walk out, but they will escort you back to the surface then.
Yay.
Okay.
Wait, they're gonna escort us back to the surface?
Well, not to the
Yeah,
surface. Sorry,
that's
to the surface of this fortress, to the front door.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, like, we'll be okay. Like, won't these Sahuaghin get the bends or something?
Yeah, here we go. They go to the surface all the time. They're amphibious or whatever.
Yeah, but I don't know how the bends would work with an amphibian. I'm just sort of thinking, like, if we go quickly.
All right. So you guys are gonna head out. Well, yeah, they would have to go slowly to the surface. You're right. Even with the homebrew water rules we're using. Tentacle jumps in. All right. Do you guys want to sail back to Tyria and let them know how it went, or?
No.
No? Okay.
Well, I
I
mean,
was-
like,
I was just gonna do ascending and say like we barely survived. 2 of his court are dead, but we were unable to kill the bear or some shit like that. We can think about it.
Okay. Fair enough. All right.
I mean, tell her some of us died too, just to, make her feel better.
Yeah,
But
Aldous
basically-
died, and
Just yeah.
Davian died. Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
All right.
Just give them some random names of dead people that were in the group at one point.
I guess I didn't need to pace you over here because you guys should all still be here.
Yeah, we're about to have a Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Either we're gonna faint or we're gonna have a tear in the time
Oh my
fabric.
gosh. There we go. If you see a duplicate of yourself, I guess delete it. But all right. Oof. Well done. Well done.
No need for pineapple.
Yo, that went
was pretty
entirely
fucking
different
close.
than I expected it to go. But I'm very happy with the results. Though
Yeah.
I feel terrible. Like, honestly terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Why do you guys feel
we're,
bad? I don't get why you...
what do you mean that was like Prime Water's friend? That's the one that saved our lives from the prison
Yeah.
ship?
Oh!
Like we've only known about that for like 2 sessions.
Like we convinced them
She
to.
was the person who saved us. Not just
Yeah,
straight
I
up.
knew that
Yeah.
immediately when like we convinced them that we were gonna go and like be a champion of their people and like assassinate like their greatest enemy, and then we just gave them up and betrayed them. How do you not feel bad? Like,
I did not realize that that was the person who saved us, to be fair. I just thought we were lying to him. It just clicked in my head once again.
okay, well, it seems like we
Yeah.
found that murderer or whatever that you're talking about,
All right.
or should I say murderer? Maybe that's too on the nose.
Go home. Get out.
All right. Yeah. So you guys arrive back at the surface. You return to your ship. They see that you do not have the merfolk with you, and Bloody Bjorn comments,
I guess your merfolk allies swimming home then.
Yep.
And that's
Yeah, they-
all I need to hear.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him the coordinates for the sea dragon turtle,
oh, all right.
and yeah, we can set sail.
All right. This is some deep ocean, but not too bad. More than likely, this creature is preying off of whatever small, unaccompanied ships it can find. I doubt it will be coming out to play when it sees the shadow of this here hulk. So, I suppose then, I must ask, Jenna the Generous, how much you be knowing about the dragon turtle?
So that'd be like Arcana check, or
Yeah, it's a dragon, so it would be an Arcana check.
19.
19. Okay, that's quite a bit of information. Hold on just a second. Mm-hmm.
When Lars watches this session tomorrow, or when it goes up, he's gonna be like, "Wow."
All right, so dragon turtles are among the most fearsome creatures in the ocean. As large and voracious as the oldest of its land-based kin. Keep in mind, when it says the oldest of its land-based kin, there is a dragon in the Sword Coast named Clouth who is so big, he once ripped the top off a mountain and threw it at an orc village. They are known for their deadly jaws, steaming breath, and crushing tail. Their rough shell adapts to be the same color as the water in which they live, providing excellent camouflage. And silver highlights line the shell to resemble light dancing upon open water, furthering their camouflage abilities. They are, in every way, a real dragon, and because of that, have an insatiable greed for shinies, and do maintain a hoard. They find the easiest way to do this is to sink ships, and then shift through the wreckage for coin and other precious items. Some dragon turtles are so big that they are the size of islands. Some are big enough that they can just surface beneath a ship and instantly destroy it. They do double damage. They're siege monsters, so they do double damage to objects and ships and things like that. The dragon turtle swallows treasure, uses that to transport it around, so it has full control over its gag reflex, I guess. They are unaligned and motivated almost entirely by greed. They love taking bribes because it's easy money. Ships that are aware of a dragon turtle's territory will often prepare offerings for the dragon turtle to get safe passage, and is a popular tactic of pirates and Sahuaghin to essentially make deals with the dragon turtles to lure pursuing ships or do goody undersea races so that the dragon turtle can then help destroy them and then get a king's share of the treasure. Dragon turtles can live anywhere that there is water. They prefer seawater, of course. They often live in hidden caves, coral reefs,
Greetings,
or
comic
choice shipwrecks. If they were to, say, destroy a ship like yours, it would be an amazing lair. They are also masters of elemental water. And the oldest and strongest among them have water elementals in their service, and sometimes even marids, who are water genies, essentially. It works both ways, though. Sometimes a stronger elemental creature will subdue and enslave a dragon turtle. And there are stories of Marid's nobles who strap magnificent coral thrones to the backs of dragon turtles and ride them around as essentially the SUVs of the water. The most basic bitch among the dragon turtles, so essentially a normal, like, young adult dragon turtle, is a CR16 creature. Let me see if I can get you a little bit more information about it. Here we go. Obviously, their super shell gives them a great armor class, so you're looking at a 20. Their bulk, they are gargantuan. Their bulk gives them an amazing armor class and hit points. Constitution is through the roof, as is Constitution saving throws. They are pretty wise, but not overly bright. And they are very, very strong. They generally speak Aquan and Draconic. My bad, they're CR17. Not that it really matters. Their breath weapon is able to work above and below the ocean. Above ground, it makes a cloud of steam that boils you alive. Underwater, it boils the water itself. So even though it deals fire damage, it is not subjected to the rules of resistance to fire damage because it is boiling the water around the targets. And dexterity, folks, bad news. It is all around you, the breath weapon, so it is a constitution save, not a dexterity save, to avoid the breath weapon. And it's a big one, 60-foot cone.
Oof.
So there are pros and cons. If you were to lure it out and kill it, it would certainly be easier because it wouldn't have lair actions and any of its lair guardians and things like that. The sad part is you wouldn't, have access to its hoard and stuff because, it's probably pretty far down there. You don't have a lot of time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, if you wanted to spend what time you had left looking for it, you certainly could. If you manage to lure it out and attack it in the open water, it could be a much easier fight. Or you do have the general location of the creature. You could go down, try to get the drop on it. You could go down and just wreck its face. So... But we are pretty close to time. And I know we did start a little bit late, but that would give you guys time to discuss what your strategy is for attacking and taking this thing out. It has no resistances per se to any sorts of elements or whatever, and it doesn't have any weaknesses either. So it's really just a big, mean kaiju monster.
Could we sneak a bomb into its lair or something.
I mean, you
Kill it.
could, yeah, but if you don't want to damage the shell too badly, because what you're here for is the creature's shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keledek's ritual and says that you need to make basically a bathtub, a basin out of its shell.
And fill it with sea elf blood.
Yeah.
Well, not all the way full. You fill it with seawater, and then you infuse the seawater with blood.
Okay.
It's kind of like when we were trying to light the
Yeah.
the lighthouse.
Yeah.
Okay.
It just takes enough.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of getting the stuff from its lair.
Okay. I mean, I'm okay with that idea too. The one thing is, if we lure it up, I mean, we got fucking cannons, but we don't want to damage the shell, so.
And that's the thing. They're not smart, but they are very wise, right? So,
Yeah, I was just gonna like.
The size of your ship, it would be very hard to convince it to come out to play. Like, it's smart, unless it's big enough to smash your whole ship. It's likely only going to do a fight that it could win. So if you had like a smaller ship, like a sacrificial ship, that might get it to come out of its lair. But a ship this big, it's not going to mess around with that. At least that's what Bloody Bjorn and the more experienced members, Toothpick Tate, more experienced members of your crew tell you. That like the ship's just too big. Like it's not going to come and attack it.
Yeah. We can. I'm fine with the deep dive. Go to its lair, and claim the horde as well. I will say, I had in the mirror, trapped is a Bahir, and I don't know if you guys know what Bahirs are, but they basically really fucking hate dragons, and I basically promised it its freedom to help us kill the sea dragon turtle, which is like its own MO, so it like agreed. So we will have the aid of Bahir, and I could send in Gertrude to meet us out there.
That's true.
Oh man, triple dragon. Well, double dragon plus a Bahir. Yeah. All
so right. we wouldn't be just going down ourselves.
Okay, so it sounds like you got some options there. I have to say, Afra, wow.
Yeah.
You didn't even have to
MVP.
use your DM inspiration because I would have given you Sabor, but damn.
MVP for sure today.
Yeah.
I feel exhausted.
Yeah. Like again, I can't. That place, there was more floors of equal or greater size to the two that you guys were on, and it was just nothing but like sharks and Sahuagins and their allies. It was a fully functional, like Death Star essentially underwater. Like it just had all that shit. I mean, so I was like,
and the
oh,
crazy
man.
thing is we didn't even have the exhaust port to shoot at as an option. We went a completely different third way.
True. I mean, killing the dude definitely would have thrown them into some chaos there, because the priestess and that baroness were kind of like, what the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, why are we working with these creepy ass people from the Mariana Trench, essentially? There's always going to be people in the populace who resist change, even if it's, beneficial or whatever. So they had their own faction of like, what the hell are we doing? But now, thanks to you, that faction has been squashed, and these guys can just roll up on Saltmarsh and just wreck it. Which will be cool, because you'll have a nice distraction for when you guys are down doing the ritual. You won't have to worry about Eleander and crew causing trouble, because they'll be busy being murdered by an army of Sahuagins.
I mean, I do intend to, ward them.
And you do feel that the crown was taken because you did defeat the Baron in a battle of wits.
Woohoo.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
that's what I was reading. It said like taken by might in the manifesto, and I'm like,
But it
that's a
doesn't say, it didn't
pretty-
say physical might.
yeah, that's very open to interpretation.
Yeah. Magic, a lot of it is about belief. So if Afra believes that she bested him when she took the crown,
And I do believe she does.
Afra believed she was going to die horribly. So
Yeah.
the fact that she did not means it was a win.
So seeing your success, now I have a small ulcer forming thinking about your moon cousins and how they're gonna handle it, because they're a bunch of good guys. So I don't know how they're gonna deal with
Yeah, I was about to
yeah.
say I can't wait to find out how it goes for them because I'm not gonna lie, I've played a good amount of D&D and I've been in some intimidating situations. That was probably the most intimidating. Like, there's a lot of people in that dungeon. Like, I was pretty worried. Also, I'm not gonna lie, I'll put it out there. So when I only have 2 5th level slots. So when I casted Seeming, that actually removed the whole wall of forced teleportation circle plan. So it's gonna
But
be
you didn't
based.
tell anybody?
I didn't want to tell anyone. I didn't want to shake them. I was feeling shook. So basically, they were gonna have to protect me for 10 rounds while I cast the teleportation.
Oh my god, that must have been so stressful. Oh
It
my
was
god.
very stressful. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like you asshole.
Jeez.
Hey,
That quiet. It's like you let him
look at where we are. We're on the boat. We're on the boat. You guys don't know it though. That's out of character. For all you know,
Oh my God.
Jenna had a way out for everybody.
Oh, all right. Well, you have acquired your sea elf prisoners and defeated the final enemy. That's what the quest was called, but they're obviously not the final enemy. And the quest is called Final Enemy, but in the book it's chapter 7 out of 9, so it's very confusing. All right. So now you got to get the dragon, and then you got to get access to the vault, set up for the ritual, and do the ritual. And that's pretty much all that's left. I would say the ordeal beneath the waves, traveling there, getting the slaves, making deals, arrangements, getting back to the ship, traveling to the Dragon Trolls location will put you at 8 days left.
Okay.
All right.
So I know that the campaign was advertised to go to 11,
Mhm.
but I mean we are already 11 and still accumulating XP.
Yeah.
Is there a chance we could go past 11?
Yeah, for sure. Like when I said 11, since I'm running it as like a miniature sandbox, all that meant is that when you hit 11, that's when the campaign timer kicks in. And Mass Effect 2 style, you just won't have time to do everything that there is to do. So it's just sort of like, that's sort of how the decision to like end the campaign comes in. So if you ever do decide to run an XP based game, I highly recommend it, because otherwise you're going to have like a Storm King's Thunder. If you run Storm King's Thunder, for example, without milestones, they could literally just wander the Sword Coast until they're level 20, because like the sandbox is the entire Sword Coast for that adventure. So if you want to make sure that things are kind of progressing, you could just be like, okay, and you guys hit level 10, and that's when you find out this is going to happen, and then this is going to happen